uploaded this and that video. I figured I'd make one more video tonight because I got a lot of work to do packing stuff into these here boxes I bought. And I want to make a quick video about particular this magazine right here. This is an annual magazine. What's so special about it is the memory behind the dang thing. Is that I bought it back in '75. I can't believe it was '75 because I was only about 11 years old. But yeah, you could walk in, you could buy this, and there's a little bit of pornographic cartooning inside. And that was kind of cool as a kid, 11 years old. Naked vampires and stuff, that's kind of cool. But, see, that's stuff you can do back in the 70s that you can't get by with today, hardly. But anyway, of course, I don't know what a comic looks like today. God knows what, right? But anyway, particular about this magazine here is that I bought it and loved it from cover to cover. The artwork inside was awesome. But it was one summer, my younger brother and I established a friend down the road. And this had to be around the 1978. Had to be around 78, I believe, possibly around that time period. At the time, I think I was around 14, about 14 years old. And we established a friend down the road, and we would go down to his house and play in his sandbox, and we'd sit there and play Star Wars figures. Well, my brother, my younger brother, Rob, he ended up going to, I think he went to the YMCA camp or something like that, and I couldn't go because I was too old. They have a cutoff age. I think the age was 13 or something like that, or 14. But anyway, I couldn't go that year. So I was home by myself, and I would go down the road and about once a week, and I would keep up with the neighbor down the road, and we'd go down there and sit in the sandbox and goof around Star Wars figures. I didn't have nobody. We lived out in the country. There wasn't really wasn't much out there. So one day I had my magazine with me. This magazine here in particular. And as I was approaching the property, close to the friend that I was going to visit, I thought, well, this magazine might not be appropriate to the parents to see because of the material inside, So I thought, well, I'll just stick it underneath the corner of this little storage barn, and go over and play, and then when I'm done, grab it only back out. Well, that didn't go as planned. I went over there, sitting there, and we're sitting there doing it like we normally do, just sitting there messing around with Star Wars figures and stuff in the sandbox or whatever, and it was a beautiful sunny day out, and like I said, at the time, I believe I was 14 years old. And, I had a couple of nudie books when I was 14 years old. Plus, I had this magazine that had a little bit of nude drawings in it. But I actually had a few, I think I had one Hustler and a couple Playboys. But, so I was getting about that age where sex would become a curiosity, right? And more intriguing. So, but anyway, we're sitting there and we're playing in the sandbox, and all of a sudden his mother comes out, and she was kind of she wasn't looking bad. Because back in the 70s, and she comes back out there and she laying in the backyard, I think, in a on a towel, sunbathing in a bikini, no shit. And so he's breaking my concentration on the Star Wars figures in the sandbox, right? You know, like, holy crap, you know, like, how can I sit here? And I'm sitting there trying to not be so, you know, not so noticeable. You know, I've been taking peeks at her. And you know, you don't want your friend to see that you're looking at his mother sunbathing out there in a bikini in the backyard. And but you're not also thinking as a kid, you're not thinking about other things. And before you know it, the father comes charging out of the back door. I mean, he was yelling at me. He says, "By God, you little shit." He says, "You get the hell out of here right now. You sit there and you be looking at my wife, blah, blah, blah." I mean, I guess the guy saw me from the inside the back window or something. I don't know. So he comes out there and he threatens. He says, "You come back here," says, "I'll beat your ass red." And so as I took off, I was so freaking scared, you know. This guy's going to beat my ass that I forgot I forgot my magazine underneath the corner of that garage. It was right, I mean, it was like right next to their property line, you know. And the magazine just sat there, you know. And here I was, I mean, I was afraid to even go near the property line. And I didn't dare tell my brother, and I didn't tell my sister anything about it. I didn't tell nobody about it because I didn't want anybody knowing what happened. So this dang magazine sat there underneath that there corner of that barn for like a year, almost a year. Getting rained on, snowed, God knows what. So it was out in the elements underneath the barn. So one evening, I finally get the balls. I said, "Man, I'm gonna go down there. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to get that magazine. I don't care." Well, this had been several months underneath that barn. You can just imagine what it probably looked like underneath all that weather, you know. So I went there and I reached under there and I grabbed that magazine, pulled it out, and the cover just was basically falling off. The only thing left basically was the interior. All the pages of the interior was there. And so I grabbed it up, took it back home, and you know, for a very long time I never did tell I never told nobody about this story. No, nobody. You know, I finally told my brother years later, but anyway, we just sitting around bull crapping one day, and I finally told him. But yeah, that's what happened with this magazine. So this one here, I had a hard time finding it because I didn't know anything about. I didn't remember the cover. I didn't remember the name of it, the Vampire Tales. I didn't remember none of that. I just remember that it had a big vampire on the front of it, and I had the interior of the magazine pages for a long time. And then finally, a friend of mine said, "Oh yeah, man, I know that magazine." He said, "That's an annual." And he told me what it was. I looked it up, and bam, there it was. So I ended up buying a copy off eBay. So that's the story behind this here comic magazine, Vampire Tales. And that's a little story behind it. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you get a laugh out of it. And y'all give me a thumbs up, a like, and comment. I'd love to hear it. Y'all take care. Bye.